Hey, today I want to just discuss workspaces and how we use those. So on the top of our toolbar, we see workspace. So these are the load workspace options here, load, save, and save as. We have a couple DICOM options, and then we have import and export workspace and reset. So we'll talk about how all of these work here. So on the first option here, load workspace, this is just saved within the software here, the workspaces that I saved not as a DICOM but as a file. So I could choose to load any of those workspaces, and then likewise, this is how I would save those, and then I could save as if I would like as well for those workspaces included here. Ones that are used the most are the DICOM options. So if I save a workspace DICOM, it's going to ask me to give it a name. So we'll just give an example here, and we say OK. So then what it's going to create is a DICOM workspace that we can move around and we can see on our side panel. And then we would just simply double left click on it to load that workspace, to overwrite the current workspace that we're in. Or we can go to the list here and we can choose to load a workspace. If there's only one, it'll just say, okay, you want to load this workspace. But as you can see, I have multiple here on this study, and I would just choose the workspace that I wanted to load and say, okay. So one way that this is used is to share the work between users. So say one user will log in and they start doing working on this patient and completing contouring, and then at the end of their work they're going to save their workspace as a DICOM. So then another user will log into this patient, and then they'll see the workspace saved over here to the right, and they can load the other person's work. So that's the way to see another user's work, is to save the workspaces. Otherwise, you're only going to see the work that you've completed on the patient. So another option here is to import or export a workspace. So that if I'm going to export a workspace, it's going to be a file. It's going to be a CVI42 file, so I would save that, and then I possibly, if it's an anonymized study, I could email that workspace to another CVI42 user, even at another organization or hospital system, and then they could load that work if they have the same patient, images, of course, because it's only the contouring that's being saved, not the images themselves. So you'd have to send the study separately and then send the workspace as well. And then this is how you would import that workspace that you received from someone else. The bottom is self-explanatory, reset. So this is where we're going to reset our work on this patient. So make sure you have anything saved that you'd like, because it's going to be lost. Another thing that I suggest when we're working with workspaces is after you complete the study and you save the workspace, it's saved on our server. The work is saved as a workspace. But if you wanted to save that work somewhere else, in case you purge the study out of the CVI server, and you want to still have the work available. So say the patient comes back next year and they have an additional study, and you want to see the work that was completed on that study. We would simply just right-click on that workspace, and we would send that series to PACS if you're connected with a PACS. The other option to send a series to PACS is if I go out to the main patient list and I choose extended view on the bottom of my screen, then you can see that I have my studies at the top, I have my series in the center, and my images on the bottom. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I can choose any of these series that I would like to send, and I right mouse click and I choose send series to PACS. So that's the other option as well. Well, I hope you find this useful for working with workspaces. Thank you.